The automotive industry in Kenya is an interesting one, and if you're in doubt, picture this. From selling 2 cars at a parking lot in Sarit Center, Westlands, to forming an association that sees Jamhuri Car Bazaar along Ngong Road having over 1,500 motor vehicles for sale every Sunday. How do you describe that? Amazing. It's a place that is too familiar to any car enthusiast in Nairobi, Jamhuri Car Bazaar along Ngong Road. Many people flock here every Sunday to buy, shop, or even learn more about cars, but very few people will tell you how this idea started.
This idea came up around 86, 87, when I was in the Air Force, and I just come from mission abroad, training, and we were allowed to import vehicles into the country, especially if you have been out more than 3 months. So we had a good number of officers from the Air Force who used to come back with the vehicles. And when you come back with a vehicle, then we will want to look for a market. We sat down and we said, why don't we look for a place, we put our vehicles, and then we say we will be there on Saturday, afternoon or morning. So we asked the Sarit management to give us a small corner. So he gave us a corner parking space inside Sarit Center. The first Sunday, we had 6 vehicles. The second Sunday, we had 25. So it grew.
Most of the motor vehicle trade was in the hands of non-indigenous Kenyans. So we decided that we need an indigenous Kenyans to play a hand in the industry. That's how we came together. Yeah. Because before it was the Asians and the whites. The other people were actually in the motor industry. So we saw that we need also to get involved in this industry. That's how we came about.
From Sarit Center to Mombasa Road and later Langata Road at Nyayo Stadium. And it was at Nyayo Stadium that they formed the association.
There were so many issues that were coming up. Okay. There was taxation, government chasing us, police chasing us. So we went to the police commissioner to plead with him not to allow the police to chase us. He told us, who are you? Then I said, we are just people who are selling second-hand cars. He said, no, I don't want that way. I want you, give me a name, what you call yourself. So we mobilized ourselves. We went and created Kenya Auto Bazaar Association.
Coming from the military, Kipchumba says he was able to navigate through the system and have the police requirements with ease.
So we came to ASK 2003 and we asked them for a space. This place was empty, it was not being used. So they gave us this space, we negotiated, we agreed, and we came with some terms, plant trees. If you see the trees around, it is what we did as one of the conditions before we came here. And they told us not to repair vehicles here, not to leave that around. From the initial 6, now we are talking of 1,500 plus every Sunday. Minimum is 1,500. Sometimes it goes up to 2,000 units on Sunday.
The buyers alone, as per our last count, we're talking about over 3,000 buyers every single Sunday. So it's a popular place for the buyers of motor vehicles.
Members of the association are required to pay 200 shillings for every vehicle they bring on Sunday, while non-members pay 1,000 shillings per vehicle.
Members here bring about 90% of the vehicles. 10% is non-members, so it's a very small number of non-members who bring their vehicles here. And currently, what stands now, each member is allowed to bring 10 vehicles.
I decided to interact with some of the dealers here to get a feel of how business is done. David Ngure alias Zendo is one of the dealers.
Tunanunuanga magari kitu ya kwanza. Tukishanunua magari tunakuja tunauzia wananchi hapa. Na tunakujanga each and every Sunday. Kila gari ina price yake. Kama hii inajiita Vanguard tunauza 1.4. Lakini hiyo ni bei ya kuongelelea, si ati ni fixed. Tunaweza ongelelea bei, ukatiwe bei. Ukiona mtu ako interest na anataka kununua, tunaweza muuzia hata kama ni 1.2. Tunamkatia hiyo 200. Hii nayo inajiita Mercedes C200. Hii nayo inaenda na 1.5. Bado pia hiyo ni negotiable. Kuna Mazda Demio. Mazda Demio pia ni yetu. Pia hii ni gari used. Naona unaiona vizuri, haijatumika vibaya. Hii inaenda na 545 na hiyo bei bado ni ya negotiable. Hapa Sunday inaleta gari kama 5. But kwa kampani yetu ina gari kama 30, lakini zangu ni 5. So tuna combine nao wengine, tunaleta hizo gari kama 30. Wateja wananunua sana juu hapa kuna kuja watu tofauti. Wengine wametoka reserve, wengine wametoka wapi, nao ndio tunapenda sana juu hao hawarudingi nyuma. Huyu ameamua kuja kununua gari. Ningependa sana pia ipokuwa tunakujanga hapa each and every Sunday. Tukapatiwa pia Saturday, tunaweza furahia sana.
Now you know, from this bazaar, you can drive out with a car for as little as 300,000 shillings or as much as 5 million shillings.
Biashara sio mbaya hapa bazaar. As you can see, magari ni mengi hapa. Watu wanaamka asubuhi as early as 6, wameshaleta magari hapa kwa tayari kuuza magari. People come as far as watu wanatoka kila sehemu ya Kenya, wanajua Car Bazaar hapa watapata, kutakuwa na variety na watapata kila aina ya gari, atachukua ile choice ambayo anataka. The market is open. I deal with all models. For example, nikiwa na mteja ambaye anataka gari ambayo mimi sija import, tuko na network ya hali ya juu. That's how we do it. Kwa hivyo network yetu inatufanikisha sisi kuuza magari zetu vizuri. Market yetu inakuwa smooth.
Back to Kipchumba, our game changer. I asked him how the association has changed the purchase of motor vehicles in Kenya.
This market is like a training ground. Young fellows which I trained, they are now big importers of vehicles. And they just train, they didn't go to class, they just have a basic education, maybe up to university or secondary school. And they come here every week, every Sunday, they look around and they see how people sell, and they get the training. And you find now, all over Kenya, there are car yards. So these small yards along the road. So those are product of this. So when somebody gets to know how to sell, he goes and sets up his own small shop, and friends take vehicles, of their own vehicles there.
And now on to the flip side. Just like any other business, managing the bazaar has its fair share of challenges.
Big challenge is people, those people who think high, in quotes, that they are super, they look at us as we are doing chakora business, which is not true. I'm telling you, we have return customers. When somebody buys a car, second-hand car, he'll use it for 5 years, 10 years, and he will still come back for another one, which means the product we are marketing is a good product. Why I say this? Initially, we had problems from the cars coming from Japan. Initially, it was when we started, they used to do reconditioning. Along the way, 91, 92, Japanese government refused all vehicles that are being exported to be inspected. So the quality of vehicles went down. Equally, the cars from Singapore, Dubai, the quality was down. So it spoiled the market. Then we went to the government and asked them, please, can we have a company to do inspection in Japan or in these countries that we import vehicles? It was our idea. And we told them, we need an inspecting firm. We will pay for it. And currently, they are doing that. So all vehicles originating from any country, Kenya Bureau of Standards have employed or contracted a company. And they're doing a good job because we're getting quality vehicles.
A very interesting twist here, when the game does not always favor the game changer. And that's what sometimes entrepreneurship is all about. And on that point, we come to the end of our show. My name is Elijah Mwangi, and thank you so much for watching The Game Changers.